If you've been trying to play cornerback on Road to Glory or Superstar mode in Madden and college football, but you just haven't been able to get the CPU quarterback to throw your way to get interceptions, this video is going to show you exactly how to bait up the quarterback, as I'm going to be giving you a few reliable techniques to get picks that work in both college football and Madden, and have allowed me to repeatedly have seasons where I'm getting like 30 plus interceptions and winning the Heisman with cornerbacks. So to show you this strategy, I'm going to be hopping into practice mode, and we're going to start out by calling a cover one from a nickel formation on defense. And I'm going to show you how to bait up the easiest route to bait up in this game by far, which is the go route. Now to start off, you're going to want to get on the cornerback. To get this angle, you have to click up on the D-pad twice while hovering over the cornerback. And as you can see, first play, I easily bait up the go route for the interception. We'll run this play again, and once again, I'll show you. Second play, same thing. Able to easily bait up the streak route, get the pick, and can we take this to the crib? We're going to get pretty close. Jamari Harris is going to get down to the 1. So obviously, I know that the play is coming here, right? I know it's going to be a streak route, but with the way that I play defense, I can play for the streak route every time without giving up any other routes, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second as we get our third pick in a row. Honestly, boys, just baiting up that go ball is going to get you so many picks, and you'll notice here I'm lined up with a fair amount of inside leverage, about 5 yards off the receiver to give myself a little bit of cushion, and as soon as the ball is snapped, I'm pressing R2 or RT on my controller, as well as pressing L2 or LT at the controller at the same time. What this is going to do is it's going to have me strafe to the inside, but stay in a little bit of a sprinting position. You'll see here the cornerback still keeping his eyes to the ball, right? He's still got his hips squared while staying underneath the route just enough to get the pick. So once again here, I'm playing on the inside, right? My first move, you'll notice here, is to the inside, holding LT, giving that wide receiver just a little bit of space to the outside. And I'm telling you right now, the quarterback is pretty much never going to throw the ball over your head unless you misplay this. We'll see it again here, right? Going to the inside, just giving that wide receiver a little bit of space, and once again the quarterback just takes the bait every time. Now obviously it's not going to be a streak route every time, but since I'm just getting this inside release here, if the wide receiver runs a slant or an in or something, my cornerback's momentum is already moving to the inside, and that route is just easy to cover. So we're always looking for the streak, but if we see something else, then we just cover it up. You don't have to worry about baiting anything up to the inside. Most of the time you're not going to get a pick on slants or ins and stuff like that. So our first priority is always looking for that streak route, but if it's not there, we just guard whatever else the CPU throws at us. We're just watching that CPU receiver very closely, strafing inside and waiting for some kind of break. You see there that he runs the curl route, and if you've watched my channel, you know the curl route's a little bit tougher to guard because we're always trying to play underneath looking for those verts, but as long as you're looking out for the wide receiver to break, you should be able to cover that up every time as well. It's all about being careful to stare down the wide receiver, and as you can see, they're just dumping it to the flat every time. And with man coverage, that's pretty much it. The CPU is almost never going to run a route that breaks to the outside with an outside receiver. As you see here, right, we're baiting up the streak route, they just go with a post route, and we're able to easily guard that as well. And once again, noting here, you're not really trying to bait up these other routes apart from the streak, but if you cover them really well, a lot of the time the CPU just throws it anyway and you can get picks. And that's pretty much all you need to know how to play man coverage. The other coverage I really like to call, and I often audible to, is Tampa 2. Now I actually pretty much always call cover 1 at first, but whenever I see some kind of tight formation, I like to switch to cover 2, and all we're doing in cover 2, boys, is lurking up the flats. You see there, first play in cover 2, CPU runs a flat route, we get an interception, and that's going back for the pick. So to break this down in instant replay, in cover 2, we don't have to worry about the outside receiver that much. We can cheat a little bit inside, and as the CPU snaps a ball, we're immediately backpedaling just a little bit, but keeping our eyes in the flats and sprinting down right when the quarterback's about to throw it to get the pick. The great thing about this is it is a very, very low risk coverage, which means even if we mistime this, all that's going to happen is the CPU is going to complete it to the flat route, which is going to be like a 5-yard completion. And you'll see there, once again, we get the pick 6. For whatever reason, on college football in particular, this flat route is really just easy to bait. And if they don't throw it right away, you can just kind of drift under it and see if the CPU throws it late. So if the quarterback doesn't happen to throw it at first, right, I'm just lurking there in the flats waiting for him to throw it, and he'll try to get it over top of you. Most of the time, if you strafe up right, he won't be able to, and that's just another way you can get the pick. You can also use the flats to bait up out routes, and once again, what I like to do is get a little bit inside, just hover a few yards off the ball, and you'll see here, we see the out route coming, just stay underneath it, and when the cornerback throws it, you sprint toward the out route, get the pick. It's gonna work for you more often than not. So once again here, coming inside, we're looking for an out route or a flat route, just lurking up here, kind of sitting here and strafing up, up, and the quarterback will eventually throw it. It's a reliable pick almost every time if you play it right, guys. Obviously, I'm in practice mode. Reading it in the game is going to be a little bit harder. But once again, there's not much that I have to look for in the flats, right? I'm all about the flat route or the out route, so I can just worry about looking for those every time. With a cover 2 coverage, once again, usually where I like to run it is where the CPU is running a tighter formation. It can sometimes be good to run against trips as well, because often the CPU will use flat routes or out routes out of there. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Lurking up the flats, looking for those flat routes and out routes. Hopefully these helped you out, and if you want to see more cornerback, be sure to check out my main channel where I have a whole couple of series actually playing cornerback career mode. I think watching those videos can help you figure out the position as well. Be sure to drop a comment and a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.